My name is Hanson. I'm a filmmaker and owner and designer for the Forgotten clothing brand. I would describe my film style kind of like Tarantino-esque, meaning like, I'll write the film out, finish the script or whatever, and then like the visual style is like influences or references from like other films. Like my latest film, Redline, my first feature, I had this one scene where like the villain made his entrance and it was like this long walk and talk. And like I kind of borrowed that from like a James Bond movie. So yeah, I would say like just references from like other films tied in with my own style, like very Tarantino-esque. I wish I had like something inspirational, but I would say the moment that I wanted to be a filmmaker, like I had stopped going to college. Like I dropped out, didn't know what I wanted to do. And during that period I was working, and like me and my cousins, like we would just sit around watching films all day, like all day. And I just had like the idea, the brilliant idea to tell my cousin Tarek, hey, let's write a movie. I think we can write a movie. Like, let's try to do it. And it just stuck with me from there. Like, cause even after that, like I didn't actually write anything for like a good year. But like once the idea was like put in my head that I could do it, I just started like taking the proper steps of like researching how to do it. And YouTube was very big during that time, like researching like and reading different books on screenwriting and things like that. And it kind of just snowballed into like a filmmaking career. And like, as far as like designing and my own brand, like during that time, like Tumblr was really big. So like, I was like really inspired by like street fashion, streetwear, like Supreme, Stussy and all of that. And I'm like, hey, I want to kind of like have my own brand, you know what I mean? So yeah. I would say not a song, but like an album. Kanye Yeezus, like just how like manic and like, all over the place it is, because that's like how I feel a little bit. Or maybe, you know what, I do got a song. It's another Kanye song, All Falls Down, when he was talking about like just insecurities, and like we all have our insecurities. Like I kind of feel like that when I'm filming, like, throughout each step of the process, like I'm thinking, is this good enough? Like when I'm writing it, is this good enough? When I'm on set, is this good enough? Is this scene good enough? Is this performance good enough? Is this edit good enough? Like I'm questioning myself, I'm very self-conscious, like throughout the whole process until like it all comes together. And I know that doesn't sound healthy, but that's how I would best describe it. The visual I would recreate is the opening scene from Paul Anderson's Boogie Night, where it opens up from outside of the club, and like it's just one shot all the way through the club, and like you kind of get introduced to the characters in one shot, from like a crane shot to like a tracking shot, all one shot. I would recreate that, and the way I would put my twist on that is, oh, this doesn't sound bad, but I would make it more like I would love to do like a raid shot like that. You know what I mean? Like police raiding like a trap house or something like that. Like the outside, showing like the police coming to the door, showing them assembling, and then all in one shot just show this big raid. Like that's how I want to create that, and like introduce like the different characters, like the bad guys, the cops, yeah, that's how I want to recreate that. My very first film I did, we had this prop gun, And mind you, we do straight guerrilla style. We not getting permits. We just sneaking on like locations and things like that. So we had this prop gun, and one of the actors, we would just tell him like, hey, just use a gun when you need to. In between sets, put it away, put it in the bag. So one of the neighbors called the police and said that they seen a gun on, like, at the park, at the playground. So the police came, and he walked to the police with the prop gun. Like, like, I'm like, thank God nothing happened, but like, that was like the wildest time, because it was like 4 or 5 cop cars that came out, and he just walked to him with the gun. That was like, by the grace of God, like, nothing happened. Like, they must have all been having a good day that day, or they must have all been well trained, because like, we made it out of there. They just told us we had to vacate. So that was like the wildest moment. Another one, I lost like 2 lead actors like 3 weeks into filming. So like, we had to like reshoot all of their scenes and things like that. I would say, yeah, those 2 were like the wildest, most memorable, like wacky things that I've been a part of as far as filming. Yeah. All right. So I got Angel. I got 150, The Resolution, The Bag, and Redline. Redline is the top because it was my first feature that I've done. And it was like, I feel like it was my arrival as like a filmmaker. It was me taking like the experience, like it was me taking that experience that I spoke on earlier, like of me just sitting around with my cousins, not knowing what I want to do, just saying, let's do a film, putting in the years of studying, putting in the years of doing shorts, putting in the years of building relationships with people and like ingratiating myself in the film community. And it all like coming together for like my biggest project. You know what I mean? Like that was like at the peak of me working with my own resources, my own money, and like friends and like some family. And I did have a wonderful partner as well, my producer, Derek Zimmerman, who was a big help. And like I had pitched him the idea like maybe like a year before we started filming, and he was interested, but like that was like, that's number one. Like that'll probably be number one no matter what I go on to do, because like, I feel like that could possibly put me at the next level. Yeah. I would say, and the same answer for my number one in the last question, like I guess like putting in that much energy and effort and time, like 3 years we worked on that feature film Redline, and not getting like the immediate benefit of it. You know what I mean? Like not like, cause in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this done. It's gonna be a festival darling. It's gonna win all of these awards. It's gonna, go on and it's gonna get me my deal and things like that. But it's been like kind of slow paced, and we were like, I'm grateful for where it is. Like we do have it on Amazon Prime. It was received well. It has been picked up in festivals. So I am grateful, but like just how I romanticize like what would happen once I finished, and like the reality of what it is, it's just like, damn, like when is it going, like when am I gonna get like, you know what I mean? Like when am I gonna get to like these, like a big budget film, or like when am I gonna like get a true shot to make a film, you know what I mean, at a high level. And I got some really good advice at the PG Film Festival that, that the film was just picked up at. I was talking to a producer who worked for Universal, and I was like, yeah, man, like, I'm getting older. Like, I just feel like I'm kind of behind. Like I see people like famous directors my age that's like doing it big. And he was like, he asked Siri, he was like, "Hey Siri, how old is Clint Eastwood?" And I'm just looking at him like, that's not what I'm talking about, bro, but whatever. And he turned his phone and he was like, "How old is he?" I'm like, "He's 95." He was like, "He's been making film." He was like, "You got a long way to go." You know what I mean? He was like, "Don't look at like what hasn't happened yet. You have a long journey. And if it's something that you want to do, like where you are is where you're supposed to be, because you could easily jump from step 10 to 300 and not be ready." You know what I mean? Like, so he was like, just enjoy the journey. So that was kind of encouraging. Like I felt a little discouraged, but like that advice kind of helped me like out of that really and kind of focus more on the journey. I would say Jules from Pulp Fiction. Like Jules was a hitman, but he wanted to like live righteous and like walk like the straight and narrow, but like he he was a hitman. So he had like this duality with him that like he wanted to be a good person, but like the world and the environment, like it made it kind of difficult for him. So I would say Jules from Pulp Fiction.